Good morning, friends. Let's give it another second. It is Monday morning after all. I hope everyone had a good weekend. It kind of cooled off a little bit this morning, which was nice. Okay, so welcome. My name's Kim and I am the fitness coordinator for Seneca at York. If you've tuned in before, you guys should know that by now. It's been 4 months of this. It's been great. Today I'm not doing a recipe for you. I'm actually going to be doing kind of like a craft or an art project. If you've seen some of them before, art can be used as a healing and also a mind healing thing to do. If you get immersed into it, it's a lot of fun and it has a lot of benefits, including memory retention. It helps with just that mental wellness as well. So today, I know it said on the thing that we were going to do sand art, but we are going to cheat a bit. So if any of you have ever seen colored sand before, you can get it in vases or you can see it on table settings at weddings or fancy parties. Colored sand is actually kind of expensive to buy. So I'm going to teach you a cool little hack that's going to allow you to make cool little sand art in jars using, where is it? Here you go. Table salt. So table salt, it has the same consistency as the fine sand that they use for these projects, and it's actually a lot cheaper. And the other thing you're going to need is food coloring. So I've got 4 colors there. I've got green, blue, red, and orange. If you do go buy the actual colored sand, you can get a variety of colors, probably a little bit better than you can mixing with the food coloring, but I'll do my best to walk you through that. I had planned to do this outside today, but I've got construction to the right and construction to the left, so it's very, very loud outside. So what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to mix the sand or salt. So I have 2 jars here. One has already got some in it, and the other one's empty. So those 2 jars actually just took 1 box of salt. So the best thing to do is measure out whatever project you're doing, like if it's one of the jars, measure out the salt you need and then divide it up into baggies or plastic containers like I have here. And all you're going to do is pour the salt into the container. And this is something you can also use with little kids as well. If you don't want to get the sand, you can use the salt. And that way, if they do eat it, they just get a little bit of a salt in there. Don't use sugar because then they will definitely eat it. And you can also use Epsom salts. But if you have young kids around, I don't recommend the Epsom salts because if you ingest them, you can get pretty sick. But the Epsom salts, depending on the grain of it, can actually be very sparkly. So you just take your food coloring and you don't want to use a lot. So I'm going to put in, I think that's about 6 drops. The more you use, the darker it gets, the color. But we're not going to use that much. And all you're going to do is you're just going to shake it. This is why I like the plastic containers because I put the lid on, but you can use plastic baggies as well. You don't have to go out and buy fancy containers. And you just shake it around. You can stir it as well. And there you go. You see that we have a nice little red color or a pinkish color. The one thing you have to do now is that has to sit and that has to dry. So usually if you're going to do a project, you can prepare this overnight, let it dry overnight, and then it'll be ready to go in the morning. Hence this mess here. I made a very, very dark blue. It actually didn't dry fast enough and I put it in there and it turned all the white salts blue. So it did have nice, you can still see the layers. It has been fun to watch this go over the weekend. I did this Friday and it's very steadily turned into blue. So just make sure your salt is dry before you put it in any container, especially if you're using lighter colors, because what happens is it will just blend in there. So now that I've showed you how to mix some salt or some sand, I'm going to show you what you can do with it. And so this is a little container and it's got a lid on it because I'm a messy person and I don't want to knock it over. And now I've got some pre-mixed ones here that I did on the weekend. So here is a dark blue and all you're going to do is pour it in. So you can decide how big you want your layers, how thick, how thin. So there's a layer of blue. I'm going to take, I put the other one I mixed down there, some pink. I'm going to pour some pink in. And then you don't want to shake. You slightly want to jiggle that around. don't shake it fully because then it mixes and it actually will turn brown on you. And like I said, you can put in as much as you want or as little as you want to make the layers. You can use a spoon, you can use a stir stick or a popsicle stick to flatten them out as well. And the best thing is you can mix the colors to your color palette that you want to do. This is a purple. It's going to look black on the screen, but this was a very, very hard color to make with the red and the blue. As I say, you have to mix the food coloring, and you have to do it a certain way to get your colors. So the less food coloring that you use, the lighter, more pastel colors the sand or the salt is going to be. And then the more that you use, the darker you get. So there's that one. I'm going to have a mess on the floor for sure. Good thing it's salt and easy to vacuum up. And there's some yellow going in. Kind of got an orange color to it. There you go. You can see the layers there going, and you can fill it all the way up. That was supposed to be a light purple. It's kind of turned out gray, but I'm going to use it anyways. It's got a greenish tinge to it too. And then we'll just fill it up. And if you don't want to fill it up all the way, you can do that as well. And I don't know what happened to the candles I had, but you can actually, if you have any of the small little tea lights, you can actually bury it in there, and now you got a candle holder as well. So there you go. So there is a jar, and I can put the lid on. And there's my sand art. So there is a tabletop, a centerpiece. I can put flowers in that if I wanted to, artificial flowers. You can put a candle in there, or you can just put it on your shelf and admire it. Like I said, do not shake it from this point. Once you start to shake it, the colors are just going to blend together and it's going to turn brown and turn kind of ugly. But there is a cool one there. You can use smaller containers as well. And then you can always decorate. I have some seashells. So you can always fill it up halfway, put seashells in there if you want a beach motif. But that is your colored sand, which is a really cool art project to do. It's fun to do with kids as well, or fun just to decorate your entire household with salt that is everywhere right now in my living room. Awesome. Okay, so that is sand art. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned. I'll be back at 12:15 doing a workout, and then we also have fitness classes running at 11, 1 and 3 today. If you go to our website, sonicasting.ca, you can connect through Zoom on those ones, and then we will be back tomorrow with a recipe or a project at 10 o'clock and another workout at 12:15. Thank you for tuning in today. Have a wonderful Monday afternoon. Be safe, be healthy, stay cool, and be as messy as you want, apparently. Have a great day, guys.